All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our team call for July 23rd, 2024. And this month is pretty much over.
Oh,
This month flew by, guys, and I'm just like, where did this time go? I was just in New Mexico a month ago. Let's see here. So the month ends for us on Friday, so that'll be the 26th. So anything that you guys need to get issue paid, try and get that taken care of today and tomorrow. If you have stuff with NLG, it needs to be issue paid by Thursday. Just say noon at the latest. Try and get that stuff issue paid. That way it'll count for July's numbers. All right. So I could have sworn that I saw that breakouts were released. Did I hear that wrong? Like for national conference, have you guys gotten anything?
they're posted like topic wise, but it doesn't look like they're broken down at like what day or what time and who's presenting and stuff. But on HQ, there's like the master list of what the options are gonna be.
Okay, so that might have been during our AO meeting. I get all these meetings confused, honestly. So there is a list of what the breakouts are. What they did this year, and I believe that's what they're going to talk about tomorrow, is the breakouts are all in one day now. So they're not half the day, half the day. So they did it so it's just all one day, right? So you'll go from breakout to breakout to breakout to breakout. Okay. So what I was intending to do today was for us to go through the registration process and register for our breakouts that way, right? So can't do that, so we won't go over that.
I could share my screen. I have it pulled up right here. I could share my screen to so you could see the list if you
Yeah,
want.
let's do that, and that way we can get some people some ideas of what they're looking for. And then while you're doing that, Jeff, did you get your Transamerica stuff all squared away?
I'm sorry, I had dogs in the background barking there. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I was asking if you got your Transamerica stuff taken care of.
It's in process.
Okay,
It's gone through Sure LC.
but that's
And
what I'm saying. So you did get it filled out?
Yeah, I got everything done and we're just waiting now.
Okay, perfect.
Good. And then I've got that one Foresters went in and looks like we got that approved today. They had a counter offer and we accepted it. So anyhow, that's looking good.
Okay, perfect.
I've had, incidentally, I myself have had pretty good kind of good vibes with Foresters. They've been very communicative, and that was really appreciated.
Yes, yeah. Foresters is really good about communication. They tend to have a lot of additional forms, but other than that, they do a really good job of communicating. So,
Yeah.
all right. I see your list there, Brenda. So let me if you'll just scroll no, the other way, that way we can get all of them in one right
I
there.
don't I don't think it won't
About
it
right
won't
there.
all
So
of
just
them.
go to the top of yeah, right there. So if you're a new agent, brand new, well, let's see, we still got 2 months. So I would say by the time we get to conference, we'll just say that's about a month and a half if you're brand new today. I would go to the secrets of the stress-free objection handling. I would do navigator, right? And then I would do, there was another one, I think it's above there, about beginning to building 101. Is there a building 101? Oh yeah, right there. Building
Yep.
101, the basics of building. And then how to prioritize and be productive with the 5 gears and X factor. If there was four, those are the four. If you're, 4 to 8 weeks in here, those would be the four that I would recommend. Other people might recommend something else, but based off of where you should be with summits and whatnot, I think those would be a solid place to be. If you've been in the business for a while, right, then you got to just find your niche and niche down that way. So if you want to focus on IULs, that's there. If you want to focus on how to go from team leader to key leader, and whatnot. Sorry guys. And let's see. Go down a bit more, Brenda, or up. Yeah, there you go. You were doing it the right way the first time. There you go. And so the how to think like a CEO, guys. If there's a class that's being taught by someone that's within the Kimbrell Master Agency, so Tony Capistrano, Eric Ondrick, Darren Stubbs, Kyle, I would say skip those. And the only reason I say that is because we have access to them all the time. And there's a lot of those already recorded. If you go to Daily Huddle replays, you can find how to think like a CEO by Darren Stubbs already. I know Marissa Turner is teaching a class. She's the one that's teaching the 5 gears. Then Darren is teaching that one. Kyle is teaching how to promote to events and use the system to build your business. I don't know what Craig is teaching on. I don't remember which one his is, but it might be like building 102 or building 103. And then like Frank's son is teaching switchboard funnel along with Brad Smith and those guys, so there's going to be some really really good classes that you may want to go to, but if you have access to those leaders already, I would say don't worry about it. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, this is your event. You guys paid money to be there. Go to what you want to, but we can also schedule those people for these Tuesday calls as well. So like we can ask Marissa to come and talk about the 5 gears and how that's helping her business, right? We can ask Kyle to jump on here and talk about how to leverage events and book a meeting from a meeting, right? Or book an event from an event. We can always get Craig on again, to talk about recruiting. We can get Eric Ondrick on our call at any given point, and he can talk about how to get people started quickly. So if Eric Ondrick does one thing well, it's that. If we want to hear from Darren, same thing. So if you see something and you recognize a name, feel free to text me or someone else on the team, and we can, get that person scheduled for this call or for the daily huddle as well. So I just say that because we don't have access to the Jacob Pogues, the Brian Delaney's, the Mike Delaney's, Pope, Casey Watkins, Brandon Allison, they'll be teaching some as well. So we don't get access to them all the time like you would with the leaders in our master agency. So just consider that when you guys are registering for those events. Okay. Any input on that, Avila or Brenda, or anyone else that's been to a conference? Linda, you've been to a conference as well.
Oh, that sounds like good advice.
Sometimes I even even if you've been in the industry for a while, I like to take sometimes even the refreshers, even like back to the basics. Because I know when I get into a slump, that's exactly where I go to. So that's even a big thing for me is I'll go back to the phoning or objections one too.
Yeah, and that's always good as you grow here, right? And as you become a leader, it's really good to understand what the new pitfalls are, right? What the new processes are. Because what I went through as a new agent is definitely not what Armando's going to go through as a new agent, right? We came in and we were in home for most of our presentations. Now you don't even have to get in your car to make this business work, so there's no windshield time anymore. You can sit with 3 times as many clients if you think about it. Because like here in where I live, right? If I want to go to someone in my same city, I mean, it's still a 10-minute drive to get from my neighborhood into the outskirts of the city and then to that person's home, right? So if you're in Albuquerque or a big city like Minneapolis, it takes 45 minutes just to get across the city, have a 45-minute to an hour conversation with these people while you write applications, and then another 45 minutes back home. So think about that. That's 3 meeting opportunities that you have, no gas, nothing like that. I mean, your utilities might go up a hair, but your utilities are going to usually be the same because your house is regulated the same. You pay for the same amount of internet. There's nothing that you have to do differently there. So the opportunity that you guys have now is completely different than it was when we got started. and there's a lot of similarities, right? So now we have 50-cent leads. We had 50-cent leads before as well, when we started here, and those are just making a comeback. My phone rings. Well, my phone will ring more anytime I'm in an important meeting than if not. I mean, I could be sitting at the pool doing nothing, right? And my phone won't ring for 2 hours. But the second I get on a call with you guys and I don't have my notification silence, it rings like crazy. All right. You
And
can go ahead and stop sharing that, Brenda.
I just was gonna step back out and show you where I found it, just so that way you guys can go back and see it. So it's right here on your dashboard, under just these little toggle screens. It's this one right here,
Okay, perfect. Yes.
view sessions.
And that way you don't have to log in if you haven't, registered, you don't have to log into the event page. But if you guys are trying to log into the event page, you go back to HQ at the very bottom. There's a banner that says, engage. It says Cemetery National Conference 2024 engage, get tickets. You can click on that. You don't need to buy your ticket from there, like Armando, right? Armando messaged me yesterday, hey, I want to get a ticket for this conference. Got him his ticket, got him the registration. So we assigned the ticket to him. So there are only about 20 left in our entire agency. So if you need a ticket, reach out today and get that taken care of. That way we can get that squared away. Just send me a text message. The tickets are $179 currently. If you need to break it up into 2 payments, just let me know on that as well, and we can make sure that we get that taken care of. But like Brandon and I were talking about yesterday, her and I have to make sure that we pay for all of those tickets in advance by August 1st, right? So help us, get those allocated or assigned as quickly as we can. Okay. That way you guys get access to the hotel room blocks early, because the hotel room blocks are discounted through the website only. Obviously, you can use a different method to book a room if you want to, use points from your credit card, whatever the case is, but we do have discounted room blocks as well. Yeah, it's not in the app yet, Avi. The app hasn't been updated. Cvent, and what was this, CrowdStrike, right? The Microsoft issue that happened, is our app is built on CrowdStrike. So there's going to be some issues with that until it gets relaunched. And yeah, so like I wasn't able to even log in and assign tickets for the last 3 days because like I was part of a small group of people that couldn't log into that. So I had to have home office do that. All right. Does anyone have any questions on leads? I know we covered that last week. I uploaded the video as well, but does anyone have any questions on how to buy leads? There was a lot of confusion, it looks very different, right, Linda? We had some confusion on that, right? The forms are not necessarily the same form. So like if you're trying to get a mortgage protection A lead, it's not the same form as a mortgage protection B lead, right? B, C, D, E, F, G. So any of those forms. B through G are all the same form, but the A's are completely different because that's a standing lead order for a brand new lead, which has different protocols in order to be able to get those. So does anyone have any questions regarding leads? No. Okay. Go ahead, Linda.
For the exclusivity period, is there a spot where you can go check and see how much longer they belong to you, or you just got to keep track of your dates?
That's a great question. And that was something I meant to ask on Michael's call today. Not that he would know that specific answer, but there should be in opt an assigned date. And I haven't bought bonus leads since it happened. So
At least for my lighthouse leads, it looks like it is changing on the daily, because this lead that came in on the someday, it now says that there's 12 exclusivity remaining is 12 days.
oh, okay, cool. That's good.
So if it should update hypothetically on switchboard, or so it should tell you as a tag under the tags how many days you have left.
That's a great question, Linda. That's not even something I thought about. Anyone else have any questions?
Glad I could be helpful.
Where's everybody plan on staying?
I was telling Armando yesterday, I'm probably just gonna stay at the embassy. Just because they have the 2-room suite. That way, if someone needs a place to stay, they can. Because I'm gonna go solo this time again. Because Caleb starts school so early this year, it's crazy. So they're starting school on August 8th or something like that.
So I have my room there already.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. I used that app. I think it's called the Hilton app or something like that.
Right.
And it was a discounted price. So, but yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
But
Whatever
you
that
probably
third
also got
hotel-
that because you've stayed there before. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
your email address on file. What's that, Linda?
Whatever that third hotel is, how that it the list the 4 hotels there. Whatever the third one is from the left to the right, that's the one we're staying at.
I just
Hyatt
listened to
House?
you, like, I don't know, which one are we staying at, Linda? Because I think we're still at the same one.
You and me and Shania and Justine are all staying at the third one from the left. Went from left to right.
The third
The
one
first
from
two, the first 2 got sold out,
They're staying at the Bellagio of Denver.
right? The Bellagio.
Did you just chortle, Linda?
I don't know. Maybe. What is that?
Oh man, that's funny. I'm logging in. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Trying to find it too. I don't know what Hyatt Place, Denver downtown.
Yeah, Hyatt Place. I figured that, but I wasn't sure.
Place. I just remember place.
Hyatt Place does breakfast omelets as well, so that's a good place to stay. Save yourself, $20 every morning for breakfast. They do have a Starbucks in there. I think that's one that Marissa was talking about. So for those of you guys that like to deepen the pockets of Starbucks and pay $7 for a coffee, there you go. For me, coffee is coffee, so.
Good thing I do not like coffee at all.
Hyatt Place, I didn't write that down.
205 per night. There you go. Yeah. So, and it's not that far. It is a block and a half away. I will say this though, Embassy Suites is directly across the street. Okay. For those of you guys that want it. And the last time I checked, the rooms were $169 a night at the Embassy Suites. 2-room suite, right? So it's a pull-out couch and a queen bed or a king bed. So if you guys are looking to change it, and then they have a full-blown breakfast in the morning. So
Yes,
Jeff
the breakfast
Armando,
there.
you know what I mean?
That's where I
Those
stayed
guys that-
last year. The breakfast is really good.
Yeah, breakfast is great over there. Gloria,
Good morning.
good morning, Gloria. Did you survive the floods again?
Yes, we're just working with FEMA and construction and all kinds of goodies.
Gotcha.
My nice new road got washed out, so I have to figure out how to get the gravel back from the river.
Yeah.
I think I have the Embassy Suites.
Okay,
So
nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's where we've
What-
stayed for the last couple of years. It's like I said, it's right across the street. The only thing you got to deal with is the trolley that runs through there every hour or something like that. So other than that, it's perfect location, good restaurant downstairs as well. So the only problem with it, and this is with any hotel that's like that, right, is it's got one place for an elevator. So sometimes you have to wait up to 15 minutes for an elevator. That will be the only thing I would say that's bad, right? So outside of that, you guys should be good. Oh, they do? Do they have a Starbucks? Oh, and not a full blown one though, right? It's just it's the mini one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
it's half the price though. It's
Price.
Yeah, Brian away,
$3.75.
so I can't ask him.
It's
Okay.
$3.75 a coffee, not 7.
Gotcha. All right. Well, any questions from you all? Like I said, I was hoping that we can get everyone registered for their breakout rooms today. As soon as it comes out, though, if someone sees it, post it in WhatsApp if you don't mind, and then I'll send out a text message that way. I will also, if I see it come out sooner, I'll let you guys know. There was going to be an announcement tomorrow regarding PCS. I'm sitting in that meeting in about an hour and a half. I'll give you guys updates as quickly as I learn about that. Armando, Jeff, doesn't really apply to you guys. You guys haven't been here long enough for that, but it is for those of you guys that have been here for over a year, it does pertain to you all. So I'll disseminate that information as quickly as I can. Okay. So Jeff, I highly encourage you to get registered. I think you're the only one on the screen that's not at the moment. No pressure. I'm just saying it'll be good for your business, I promise.
Yeah, I've got something at that same period where I have to be here. It's a big statewide meeting I have to be at. So but I'd
just
love
tell
to
them
go
to
back
move the
up.
date for you, you know?
Yeah, I'd love to go up to Denver, visit my brother, but it's gonna have to wait. So.
No problem. Yep. So if you guys also get anyone new in the system, right? So whether they're studying for their exam, they're passing their exam, they're in that new study phase, express to them how important it is to get to conference, get them registered. One thing I'll give like Craig McManaman a ton of credit for, right? He gets people to commit to go to conference before they even sign their contract with Symmetry. You know, so get your people registered. Every 10 people. So, and you heard this yesterday if you guys were on the call, right? For every 10 people that you get to conference, 6 months down the road, that's a $50,000 agency. So if we'll just say if you're at a 90% contract, right? That $50,000 a month, right, is an extra $5,000 in your pocket or $60,000 a year. That's just the override, right? So it may seem silly, but get people to conference because it does make a difference. Like, I'm not even joking. There was one point in this, before COVID where I had 65 people at conference, right? And we were seeing that in our agency because Julia and I were netting 30 grand a month in overrides. This business can change drastically. We're not saying it's easy. And that was a conversation that Brent and I had yesterday, right? None of us are saying that this business is easy because it's not, right? But if you find a system that works for you, or you follow our system and put the right things in place, it will work. There are some things that you have to do though. And Linda, can I use you as an example, right? So like yesterday, Linda sent me a recording of an appointment she ran, right? And she asked for feedback. So I gave her my honest feedback. And my feedback was this: you don't have enough experience under your belt to run the appointment the way that you did, right? So she just needs more at bats in order to get better at what she's doing. That's for anyone, right? Like, Armando, can you step in a batting cage right now and take pitches at 100 miles an hour?
I'd pull my obliques.
I mean, you might be able to step in there and do it at 60, right? And get, and have like a 50% hit ratio. But, we can't get better unless we step into the cage and we take more at bats, right? We take more cuts. My son would get mad at me every morning, right? And my son's usually good about things, but like he was like, Dad, I don't want to do this. I'd say, go outside and I want you to hit the tire 50 times, and then I'm gonna throw you batting practice for 10 minutes. And we do soft toss. He went from hitting little loopers and grounders in the infield to hitting a home run within 3 months.
Nice.
And that was just from hitting daily practice, right? The only kid in his age group that hit a home run at all-star tryouts as well, because we put in the daily discipline of hitting every single morning, So it goes the same thing with our business. If we're not making dials every day, we're not talking to people on the phone every day, we're not going to be very good on the phone, right? If we're not setting enough appointments, when we have an appointment, we're gonna mumble and stumble all over our words, right? I mean, it does happen. It happens to me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm having a conversation with someone about long-term care right now, I mean, I'm going to be stuck because I haven't sold the long-term care policy in about 18 months. I don't know what the changes are, right? So when you go to quote them, there's a lot of different ways to quote them as well. So just more practice. The virtual success office, this room is open all the time. The whole virtual success office is open. You guys can pop in here if you need someone to listen to you. Send a message on group or on WhatsApp, right? Say, hey, can someone listen to me dial? Or, is anyone available that's running an appointment and I can just listen in? Especially if they're not doing it on Zoom and they're just having a conversation, right, with someone on the phone. Hey, Linda can call Brenda. Hey, Brenda, your next appointment you have, do you mind if I just listen to you? That way I can understand how you're running your appointments. Or Linda, call Matt. Hey, Matt, the next time you're running an appointment, do you mind if I listen in on how you're doing it, how you're getting your referrals, or how you're running an annuity appointment? Like we're here to do that kind of thing, right? So just post it though in the WhatsApp. We have a bunch of different WhatsApp groups as well. If you're not a part of them, let your upline know. So there's ours, there's the Kimbrell Master Agency one, right? And then there's it when you become a team leader or key leader, there's one there as well. And that one's good because you get a little bit more information. You're around more people that are at that same level. There's an AO1, RAD, so on and so forth. Plus, there's the Facebook groups, SFG Success and Cemetery Financial Group Agents page. Two good resources as well. If you're using Switchboard, which all of you guys should be, there's a Facebook group for that. There's a Facebook group for Razor Ridge leads. There's one for Level Up leads. You know what I mean? So there's resources and support groups for everything. You just got to take the time and find it. Okay. All right. So, okay, that puts us at the top of the hour almost. So does anyone have any other questions? Yes, Brenda, I love that. Practice makes perfect. It really does. You know what I mean? It just gets you better at what you're doing. So. No one else? All right. Well, we'll end that here for today. And if you guys have any questions, I'm going to hang out here for about 30 more minutes. And I've got a meeting in 30 minutes with the PCS thing, and then we'll go from there. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.